All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could join us here tonight for this great show. This is going to be an amazing show with a very, very serious nature topic that can help you folks. I'm sure many of you have been struggling with this. We're going to get to that in just a second here, but before we get to the topic here, I got my wonderful, beautiful, amazing lady back on the show with me. How you doing, babe? Well, babe, let me do this. I haven't done this in a while. Let me give you a big round of applause. Welcome back to the show, babe.
Thank you for that. That's much appreciated. Thank you.
You're very welcome, baby. You're very welcome. You sound very nice and sweet tonight. You got plenty of rest, didn't you?
Yeah, I did catch up on some stuff. I was up today, and I was out with the dogs in the yard, and I got a little stuff done in the house. But yeah, no, I did. I was able to catch up on some much needed rest that I wasn't getting.
Oh, that sounds great, baby. That sounds great. The YouTube notification has gone out, and the back end of YouTube seems to be rolling smoothly. Okay, we're ready to rock and roll, and you're doing great on your end, baby. So let's just dive right into this. The topic of tonight's show is how sleep deprivation affects your body and attitude. One more time, how sleep deprivation affects your body and attitude. Baby, I'm going to turn this one over to you to share your thoughts here at the beginning of the show before we go over this amazing blog that's going to, share more about this in detail, and we're going to share our thoughts along the way. But what are your thoughts about the title, How Sleep Deprivation Affects Your Body and Attitude? How has it affected you?
Oh, gosh, it affects me on all levels. It affects my attitude. It affects the pain level I have, in my body, and I become very irritable due to that. If I don't get restful sleep, and get into that REM cycle where I could turn my brain off and just sleep, then yeah, I'm restless all night. I'm tossing and turning, and it just, yeah, it makes me irritable.
So basically what you're saying, baby, it's not that you haven't had enough time to sleep. You haven't had enough quality sleep. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. The quality of my sleep has not been up to par lately.
Okay. So what do you think has affected the quality of your sleep?
Stress.
Okay.
Stress is a major thing. Like I said, my brain goes 24/7, and unless I can get into that REM cycle, it doesn't shut down. So when I'm in that, trying to go to sleep, I'm just constantly thinking about everything that needs to be done, thinking about work, thinking about responsibilities, upcoming events, making plans, and it never shuts it down so that I could rest.
Okay. Yeah, we've been trying to figure out what's been going on with you. And this is with no disrespect. I love my woman, but even I've noticed that my woman has had an attitude at times when it doesn't even make sense for her to have an attitude. And so, I've been trying to figure out what's really going on here, because I'd say the last maybe 3 or 4 weeks, baby, that you've come to my place, we've gone and done some things, but for the most part, you've been sleeping throughout the days. You try to sleep at night, you get up in the middle of the night, and then you're tired because you didn't get enough sleep in the middle of the night. So now you're making up for it during the day, and you go in and out of sleep, during the day. And so I was beginning to think, what's really going on? Because you can go to the doctors and have them try to analyze this. But nowadays, it seems like, baby, we have to do our own diagnosis. That's what it seems like nowadays. It's hard enough to find a primary care physician and stuff like that. And even if you do, it's like, finding the right one that's going to truly find your diagnosis is like a crapshoot, right? Um, so,
Yes.
you and I have been trying to diagnose what's going on here. Why are you always so tired? And I was speaking with you, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, and I said, you know what, baby, you keep coughing, and the coughing wakes you up. And why do you keep coughing? When I asked you, you said because, your head is stuffed up, you're filled with mucus, right? Correct, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then I'm thinking to myself, my lady either has a sinus infection or she has chronic sinus issues. So I said, you know what, baby, let's try something and let's see if this helps you get better rest. And I went down to the local Walgreens and got you the real Sudafed, the one with pseudoephedrine, the one that you have to show your ID at the pharmacy to buy, because many years ago, people were buying it when it was just available off the shelf and, using it as an ingredient to make crystal meth. Because pseudoephedrine is actually the best thing that tackles sinus issues and congestion better than anything, right, baby? You were a nurse, so you know
Yes.
about pseudoephedrine, right? And
Yes.
so I went and got you the maximum strength, got you the Sudafed for sinus and congestion, the 24-hour. One tablet every 24 hours, which is 240 milligrams maximum strength. And after you started taking it, baby, and you're still going to be taking it for 10 days because that's the max you can take it, what was your reaction to it? What started happening to you after you took the Sudafed with pseudoephedrine?
I could sleep.
Okay.
I wasn't I was able to actually rest in the appropriate way. I, found a comfortable position. My head wasn't getting clogged up. I wasn't continuously having to rotate back and forth because I was coughing. It was the best. I just was able to lay there in our bed and just get some great, great sleep.
Right. Right. And I was like, oh, this is great. My lady's getting decongested. It's working. She's, going to get more sleep, right? But something happened yesterday before you left. You had gotten a good night's sleep with me the night before. You got about 6 or 7 hours of good sleep. Then you got up, and then after that, you just felt like you needed to rest some more. And
Yeah.
and the reason why we guessed on why you needed to rest some more is because you've been so sleep deprived, even though you finally got a good night's sleep after taking the Sudafed with pseudoephedrine to clear up your congestion. You were so behind on sleep. You still needed more sleep than the 7 or 8 hours or whatever you got the night before, right, baby?
Yeah, because after that 7 or whatever hours, I got up and I felt refreshed, but then I like a few hours later, I felt completely wiped out, and
Drained.
it was weird. Yeah, we weren't doing anything. We were drinking coffee in the morning and chatting. I was watching my show, and then and you know me, I like to have my TV on in the background, and I even paused that, turned it off, and just laid down, and I was done.
Okay.
I caught up on a lot of sleep then.
Yeah, yeah. And you didn't leave here yesterday until about 3:30. And um, you and I, we talked last night when she got home, and we came to a
After dark.
conclusion. Yeah, you actually you thought you had a bye week for darts, and then you realized there wasn't a bye week, and you went and had a good time at darts, and we talked afterwards. But when we did talk, baby, we figured out something that's been causing practically most of your issues and has been affecting your attitude and stuff like that. It's the fact that you've been sleep deprived because you haven't been able to sleep due to, your major, sinus issue, whether it's sinus infection or it's just a major sinus issue that you have always had or you've had at least for quite some time now.
Well, yeah,
Because, go ahead.
I would be able to fall asleep at like a normal hour, uh, 11 o'clock or something. And then it was like clockwork at 3:30, 4 o'clock. I was up
Hmm.
with constant coughing, drainage. And then when I'm going through that, it ups my adrenaline.
Yeah,
So then I can't really relax and go back to sleep. So then I'm up and I'm watching TV for like an hour and a half.
yeah.
And so then when the rest of the world is getting up, I'm now just getting tired because I've been up half the night.
Right. Right. But we came to a conclusion, and we're going to find out more because we switched your primary care physician again, and this lady that you're going to be seeing very soon specializes in everything that you need help with, as well as being a general practitioner. But in the meantime, we wanted to try to find a solution and give her more information regarding, what we've tried. Basically, um, even once you were able to get some sleep, we even tried, sleep aid, or it's not sleep aid, sorry, Z-Quil, which is a sleep aid, which
Yeah,
helps you fall asleep. But if you're still stuffed up and congested and you're coughing, every hour on the hour, you're waking up every hour on the hour. You're not ever reaching that deep REM sleep, like you said, like people need to reach. And even though you're laying in bed for 6 or 7 hours, you're really not getting any sleep, right?
yeah,
So you
yeah.
wake up, you're
That's exactly
tired.
it.
You wake up, you're tired, you're irritable, right? And then
You're
it just makes
drained.
you,
Yeah,
you're drained. And then it makes you snap at everyone, even though you don't want to snap at people. Like, you're the sweetest woman I've ever met. You really are. Um, but there have been times where you snapped at your family. There have been times where you snapped at me online, on the air. And I'm okay with that. Sure, we had a little spat back and forth, but I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that you have been sleep deprived, because it is not in your heart and soul and your head and heart to snap at people, right? I want to clarify this and put it out there so the people that have been watching this for a while really know what's been going on and what we're doing to try to turn things around and how we can help you folks turn the same situation around if you're dealing with it, right, baby? Go ahead.
absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. This is it's been a struggle for me for years now. And so with the sleeping. So now that we're talking about it, we're figuring things out. We're going to get down to the bottom of it and we're just going to have a happier, healthier life. And yeah, I won't be as irritable because I'll be fully rested, you
Yeah.
know?
And
And
I want to,
I don't like snapping at people. I don't. I'm really a super sweet person. And um like I just want to bring up that conversation we had yesterday on the phone. I won't say who it was with, but that person was genuinely a kind human and just made my day. You know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what I portray as well. And when somebody feels that aura of kindness, then they just put that back at you, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I wanted to talk about this here at the beginning of the show before we get the blog here in a second, babe, because I really want the people that have been following you and I since you started doing shows with me about 3 months ago to really understand what's been going on. And even some guys have questioned, your lady snaps at you, why do you put up with that and this and that? Because first of all, I know she doesn't mean it, and I know there's something else causing it. There's an underlying issue that doesn't even involve me. And here's the thing, guys. You got to understand one thing when it comes to women is a lot of times when women snap at you, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with how they're feeling, whether they're in pain or something else is affecting them emotionally. And you can't let that, you can't let that upset you. Now, sure, at times it gets frustrating, even for a strong man like myself. And I've gone at it a little bit with my lady, but I haven't really overdone it. You know what I mean, baby? But the thing that men need to understand, baby, is that a lot of times when your lady is going through something, okay, it has nothing to do with the guy directly. And she's also trying to figure out what the issue is and correct it before she feels she is going to bother her man with an issue that she should take care of herself or feels she should take care of herself. Does that make sense, baby? Is that how it's been? You've been trying to fix this on your own. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, I have. Um, and I just want to say, like, when we've been online talking, doing our shows, yes, I have snapped at you and I have apologized for that. But a lot of times it's also because I'm not agreeing with something that you're saying and and I'm just being a real person at that time. It's not about being disrespectful. We're on a platform where we're discussing something. And if I don't agree with what you're saying, I should have the right to say no. It's
Right.
not that I'm being disrespectful to my boyfriend at that time because what we're doing is we're doing a show.
Right.
So I don't appreciate, people thinking that I do disrespect you because I don't in our real life.
No, you don't. And here's the thing, baby, and I totally agree with what you're saying. You have the right to your opinion just like I do. And just because we're in a relationship doesn't mean we're going to agree on everything. All I was saying, and you can let me know if this is true or not before we get to the blog here. All I was saying is the fact that you were sleep deprived, may have amped up your reaction to disagreeing with something we did on the show compared to how it would have been if you weren't sleep deprived. So what I'm saying is you would
It
have still disagreed.
Yes,
You would have still disagreed, but probably would have disagreed a little more or a little less
with less
snappy,
attitude.
with less
Yeah, a little
attitude.
less
Yeah.
attitude.
Go ahead, baby. That's all I want to clear
No,
up
yeah,
here.
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It would have been with less attitude or sass.
I love sass, but attitude, baby. A little attitude every now and then isn't bad, baby. But yeah, the bottom line is we figured that my lady has been sleep deprived because once she started using the Sudafed with pseudoephedrine and it cleared her up and she was able to rest, like it's been like
A
a
world of
a
difference.
world of difference, a
Yeah.
phenomenal difference, huh, baby? Go ahead.
Yes. No, it really has. Um, it has just made me feel so much better. The fact that I can breathe, my nose isn't constantly running.
Breathe again, breathe again.
Breathe. Yes,
That
that is the best thing.
remember that Tony Braxton song?
Yeah.
Breathe again. And
By
I
the
can't
way,
stop thinking about. Go ahead.
I just want to say I love the backdrop because you know how much I love the ocean. So
Well, why do you
thank you
think I
for
chose
that.
it? Why do you think I chose it, baby?
Yeah, I love you.
Baby, I always take your thoughts and feelings into consideration. And, it doesn't take much of any extra effort to put a background there that's going to make you smile, baby. That's what a good man does.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
I really don't give a shit how sappy that sounds. I love my woman. And if I can put a background, that's going to make her smile, so be it. Right? And I like the back. It's pretty
Right?
cool. I can go swimming, right, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, baby. We're at 19 minutes. Let's get to this blog here because we're gonna do 2 segments here. We're gonna take a break at about I'd say about the 45-minute mark, and then come back. We're gonna get as far as we can over the next 25 minutes, and then come back and finish the rest. All
Okay.
righty. All right. So let's switch
Alrighty.
on. Yeah. You see, my lady feels amazing tonight. I love it when you feel amazing, baby. I love you, period. But I love it when you're in a positive mood. It just makes my day a lot easier, and yours too. All right. So this is from the website healthline.com. And the title is The Effects of Sleep Deprivation on Your Body. One more time. The Effects of Sleep Deprivation on Your Body. It'll pop up on your screen there in just a few, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the author, but I can't see what the author's name is. It shows her picture. It's a lovely Asian lady. Maybe we'll see it at the very end. All right, let's continue here. If you've ever spent a night tossing and turning, you already know how you'll feel the next day. Tired, cranky, and out of sorts. But missing out on the recommended 7 to 9 hours of shut-eye nightly does more than make you feel groggy and grumpy. The long-term effects of sleep deprivation are real. Oh, yeah. Baby, you're the perfect example of that. No disrespect intended, right?
Yeah.
Because this has been happening for quite some time with you. These are long-term effects that are finally hitting you, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to add to it, or should we continue?
Oh, no. Keep reading.
Okay. It drains your mental abilities and puts your physical health at risk. Yeah, baby, there have been times where, you were so tired that, you just fell.
Yeah.
A few times earlier on in our relationship. And quite frankly, I honestly initially thought it was the alcohol. And now I know it wasn't. It was sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it does drain your mental abilities. Like, I know you've seen me do this, like when we talk and we're having a really intense conversation, like I'll just put my head down and close my eyes because it's so draining, you know, to do these things. And then as well as the health, um, you know, I believe that's why I lost as much weight as I lost, you know? It just had to do with all of that.
Mm-hmm. But guess what?
Right.
You're coming back. And
I'm coming back.
I'm gonna fatten you up, baby, and then it's gonna be like, wow. Then you will be able to take the Greek punishment, right?
Oh, I already take the Greek punishment,
You
baby.
already take the Greek punishment. That's all good, baby. That's all good. All right, babe,
Hello,
Tam, Miss
hello,
T.
Tam. Yes,
Oh, you
hello,
see her?
Tam, Miss
Yeah,
T. Yeah.
Tam, Miss T. Hey, Eli in chat. Hey, how you doing, Tam? Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Say hello to your husband as well if he's around. It was great to meet him. I think it was the last time or the time before the last where he showed up. Thank you so much to the both of you for your continued support. Let's continue here, baby.
Yeah.
Science has linked poor slumber with a number of health problems, from weight gain to a weakened immune system. In your case, baby, it's weight loss.
Weight
Like a
loss.
lot. Yeah. 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 So there's actually a chart here. It says memory issues during sleep. Your brain forms connections that help you process and remember new information. A lack of sleep can negatively impact both short and long-term memory. Also, trouble with thinking and concentration. Your concentration, creativity, and problem-solving skills aren't up to par when you don't get enough rest. This is one that, baby, I hate to say this, but this is one that suits you perfectly. Mood changes. Sleep deprivation can make you moody. Oh, yeah. Emotional and quick-tempered. Baby, how accurate is that?
Pretty accurate.
Chronic sleep deprivation can affect your mood and lead to anxiety or depression, which may escalate.
Yes. Yes.
Baby, go
Yes.
ahead, please.
Yeah, no, I think that really does affect my anxiety. Um, I do have anxiety. I do suffer from panic attacks. And I do believe that this sleep deprivation could have something to do with it. And, honestly, babe, maybe that's why I want to get home earlier in the evening when we're out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why I don't want to stay out as late as normal, anymore. And I just want to go back to the house
Mm-hmm.
is because I feel like maybe I can go to sleep. But my anxiety is like off the charts.
Because of your sleep deprivation, baby. I
Mhm.
listen. I'm not a doctor, and you used to be a nurse, but I can sit here and use common sense after everything that's happened. And I think with over 90%
Mm.
accuracy, I feel
Mhm.
that we've hit the nail on the head. That the main issue you're dealing with that's causing all your issues is sleep deprivation. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let me read the chat, baby, because I know you want me to read that. Tam Miss T says, "Ooh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you both for having us. You're quite welcome, and thank you for being here. We love
Yes,
good
thank
people.
you.
We love good people. All right, here's another one, baby. Accidents. Being drowsy during the day can increase your risk for car accidents and injuries from other causes. Yeah, yeah. I that speaks for itself. Go
Uh,
ahead.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. That yeah, no, it is very true. It has happened to me. Um, like this last accident I was in, it was because I wasn't feeling well and I was trying to get to the hospital and I got to a stoplight and I just literally put my head down and my foot slipped off the pedal. And it's due to sleep deprivation. That makes total sense now.
Weakened immunity. Too little sleep weakens your immune system's defenses against viruses like those that cause the common cold and flu. You're more likely to get sick when you're exposed to these germs. High blood pressure. If you sleep less than 5 hours a night, your risk for high blood pressure increases. Risk for diabetes. A lack of sleep affects your body's release of insulin, a blood sugar lowering hormone. People who don't get enough sleep have higher blood sugar levels and an increased risk for type 2 diabetes. Um, Weight gain. With sleep deprivation, the chemicals that signal to your brain that you are full are off balance. As a result, you're more likely to overindulge even when you've had enough to eat. Or in your case, because you've had severe anxiety and depression, baby, you weren't eating and you lost a lot of weight, right? The opposite effect happened for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it made me not want to eat.
Right, right. So that can go either way there, but typically it usually is, the opposite way of you. It's weight gain. Um, Low sex drive. People who don't get enough sleep often have a lower libido. In men, this decreased sex drive may be due to a drop in testosterone levels. Well, it has not affected your sex drive one bit, baby. The one thing about you,
Nope.
baby, is like maybe that's because you're in your prime. You're 47 years old. So yeah, to you, it's never affected you in that way. But everyone's different, right?
Yep.
All right. Risk of heart disease. Sleep deprivation may lead to increased blood pressure and higher levels of chemicals linked to inflammation, both of which play roles in heart disease. And another thing here, this is extremely important. Poor balance. This has affected you, baby. Lack of sleep can
Mhm.
affect your balance and coordination, making you more prone to falls and other physical accidents. Baby, your thoughts, because this is a great article here
Oh,
so far.
I I literally I sent you that little picture the other day of my skills. Like I literally can fall up the stairs, choke on the air, and, trip over nothing on the floor. Those are my skills. That's what I've been doing lately. And it has to do, probably with this lack of sleep. I mean, when I was working at the previous store that I was working, I would go pretty hard all day. I'd running around. But yeah, no, I fell there a lot of times. And I just thought I was just clumsy.
Nope. Nope. Sleep deprivation. Yeah. I mean, the more and more that I've already read this, obviously, before I decided to do the show earlier today with you. But as I'm reading this with you here, I'm like, this is just so eye opening, baby, to your situation. And I mean, I've been sleep deprived in the past. It hasn't happened to me in a long time, but I remember when I was working in the in the corporate world, in the retail world, before I became self employed. There are many times I went to work, with 1 hour of sleep or 2 hours of sleep because I was, out late the night before, and it catches up to you. And yeah, you make mistakes. It's risky to drive, being sleep deprived. It's hard to stand on your feet to make it through your workday, especially if you're doing physical labor. Yeah, or operating machinery at work. You got to get your 7 to 8 hours of good rest to,
And
be alert and function. Go
baby,
ahead.
when I was younger, this did not affect me at all. Like when I was working as a nurse, I'd work all night long and then stay up the whole day and not have a problem with that. And I never felt the sleep deprivation that I feel now in my life.
Well, baby, welcome to late 40s, and welcome to
Uh,
menopause, and welcome to us getting older. I mean,
Welcome
baby,
to me being old.
well, baby, look, I'm older than you, okay? But the thing is, baby, you and I, for our age, we both look good and we take great care of ourselves as best as possible. But let's just face it, baby, we're in our late 40s.
Ugh.
When you're younger, even though it's not a good thing to be sleep deprived, your body can tolerate it a bit better than when you get older. Now it's catching up to you, isn't it? It's catching up to us, right?
Yep.
And that's all it is,
I have to
baby.
make I have to make up for all the sleep I didn't do in my 20s and 30s.
Well, baby, you're going to be sleeping for like 3 years straight. Then
Right?
I'm never gonna get to see you, baby. You're going to be sleeping for like 1,000 days. You know,
I know.
you won't do that,
Ridiculous.
baby. Baby, you won't do that to me. I know you would. You would do that to yourself, baby. And anyway, let's continue while I'm still ahead. All right. All right.
Uh,
Read. Huh. Okay.
uh,
Read on to Read on to learn the causes of sleep deprivation and exactly how it affects specific body functions and systems. Causes of sleep deprivation. All right, in a nutshell, sleep deprivation is caused by consistent lack of sleep or reduced quality of sleep. Getting less than 7 hours of sleep on a regular basis can eventually lead to health consequences that affect your entire body. This may also be caused by an underlying sleep disorder. Your body needs sleep, just as it needs air and food to function at its best. During sleep, your body heals itself and restores its chemical balance. Your brain forges new thought connections and helps memory retention. Without enough sleep, your brain and body systems won't function normally. It can also dramatically lower your quality of life. A review of studies in 2010 found that sleeping too little at night increases the risk of early death. Noticeable signs of sleep deprivation? Well, we'll get to that in a second. First, I want to ask you, baby, you know,
yes.
do you feel that you have a sleeping disorder? Do you think this is all caused, you know, you have a sleeping disorder and it's caused by maybe your sinuses and other things that are
Yes.
just, what do you think is causing this
Yes.
sleeping disorder?
Well, I've always had chronic sinus issues, probably for the last, I would say, 15 years. It just kind of came on, and I just always have felt congested in my head. Um, I would go to the doctor, I would get the medication, it would clear up, and then it would come back. And I just think, because I wasn't getting enough sleep, I wasn't able to stay healthy enough because that's when I was doing all that working and staying up to take care of the kids. I
Hmm.
wasn't giving my body everything back it needed.
Okay. All right. Anything else, baby, you want to add to that?
Um, so it also says here your body heals itself and restores its chemical balance. Well, yeah, if you're not sleeping enough, that leads also to depression and anxiety because all of those chemicals are off in your brain. So it's like this chain reaction of bad stuff. So basically, I guess the point of the story is go to bed and get some sleep, right?
Right. 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 And it's not that you don't want to go to bed or people don't want to go to bed and get some rest, baby. It's the fact that, other things are affecting them from getting, you know, quality sleep. If you're
Well,
stuffed up, if you have a headache,
yeah, that
or go
that
ahead, or if you're in
stuff, and
pain.
also, like I leave the TV on, and they say that like that noise in the background also takes away from deep sleep because you're hearing what's going on. So you're not able to like really like just let it all shut down because you're hearing these voices in the back of, you know, on the TV. So your brain just keeps going.
I'm here, baby. Just give me 1 second here.
Yeah,
Give me just 1 second here. My apologies.
no need.
Just a second here. I just had a text I had to respond to.
I hope everything's okay.
No, everything is fine. Give me just a second. All right. Yeah, no, everything is good. All right, let's continue here. Noticeable signs of sleep deprivation include excessive sleepiness, frequent yawning, irritability, daytime fatigue. So yeah,
Story of my life.
that's happened to you. You've been sleeping a lot during the
Story of
days.
my life.
Frequent yawning, irritability, and daytime fatigue. And I even suffer from daytime fatigue at times. I don't think I have it as bad as you do, baby. But there have been times where I've had to just lay down for an hour or so, take what's called a power nap, and then I can get up and do a stream or do a video or go and do what I was going to do. So yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah,
all.
baby.
Go ahead.
I've been there while you've been sleeping. You sleep pretty sound. You don't have that much of a problem sleeping.
No, I really don't. My problem is, I think a lot about the future. I think a lot about, I really love what I do here on YouTube and, through my coaching business and now our coaching business. And, I think about what can I do better the next day to help more people or to potentially reach more people. Um, so, sometimes it does overtake my mind, and it's a little harder to fall asleep. But after that passes through, then I'm able to sleep pretty sound. So yeah, no, I don't really have I don't really have sleep deprivation, and it's really not usually difficult for me to fall asleep unless I have a headache or congested, or I'm in pain or something like that. Then I sleep pretty well. Let's continue here. Stimulants such as
Okay.
coffee aren't enough to override your body's profound need for sleep. In fact, these can make sleep deprivation worse by making it harder to fall asleep at night. This, in turn, may lead to a cycle of nighttime insomnia, followed by daytime caffeine consumption to combat the tiredness caused by the lost hours of shut-eye. Behind the scenes, chronic sleep deprivation can interfere with your body's internal systems and cause more than just the initial signs and symptoms listed above. How does caffeine affect you, babe, when it comes to,
Ac-
your sleep?
Actually, I don't know. I don't drink a lot of caffeine. Um, when I have coffee with you in the morning, um, and an occasional monster, but other than that, it makes me really jittery to have caffeine, and it actually upsets my stomach sometimes. So I tend to stay away from that and just, stick to what I like, my water and my beer.
Yeah, I think for me, I have one of the most unusual effects when it comes to caffeine. Um, I mean, I don't drink as much caffeine as I used to drink. I'll probably drink maybe a pot of coffee per day, maybe a pot and a half sometimes. And people may think that's a lot, but I mean, it takes, like, I think in order for you to have a shot at dying over drinking too much coffee, you need to drink like 130 cups of coffee a day or something, or 140 cups of coffee per day. And I'm nowhere near that. Yes, I do drink some energy drinks, and I've been trying to cut back on that. But here's the interesting thing to me. I can even drink caffeine right before, going to bed, and I'll sleep sound with no problems. I think what caffeine does for me is it just stimulates, my mind a little bit more. It keeps me alert a little bit more. It keeps me more focused. And I think my body needs more than the average amount of caffeine to get the effect. And maybe that's because I've been drinking caffeine since I was a little kid. You know what I mean, baby? But caffeine does
Yeah.
not affect caffeine. Baby, you've seen how much caffeine I drink, and then I go to bed and I sleep, no problem, right? Like
Mhm.
you've been there, right? So,
Yeah.
it really does not affect me. I'm not saying that drinking too much of it or drinking certain types of it through energy drinks is the healthiest thing, but it just does not affect me. But for most people like yourself, it makes you jittery, and it makes you restless, and you toss and turn, and you just can't rest, right? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to
Absolutely.
that?
Oh, no, no, that's exactly how I feel with it.
Okay, let's
I
continue here.
you know, when I
Go
was
ahead.
when I was younger, I would drink more, but now I can't. It just makes me not feel well.
Yeah, yeah. Perry Mason's in the house. Yeah, Perry Mason's long gone, but welcome Perry Mason to the show. He says, I have sleep apnea and night terrors. My father had sleep apnea, and he had one of those breathing machines. Do you have the breathing machine, Perry Mason?
It's called a
Um,
CPAP.
yeah, yeah. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically a breathing machine. You put it over your nose, and it basically pumps air in you, right, baby?
It's called a CPAP. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you were the nurse, not me. All I know is that my dad used to sleep with that thing. And yeah, sleep apnea is yeah, I don't think you have sleep apnea, baby. But you never know. Yeah, we're gonna get you checked out. I mean, who knows?
No, I
Maybe
think
it
I
could.
do have a little bit of it. because like sometimes I feel like I'm not breathing and I wake
Okay.
up and gasping for air. So I do
Okay.
think I might have a little bit of that. And I also have you know, I was told by my dentist and people that I have a really small jaw and it slides back when I'm relaxed and it
Hmm.
could cut off my airway sometimes. And so
Yeah.
it's just your like your body, your brain tells you then just to move and breathe. But that does happen to me sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, we're going to definitely get that checked out when we, go see your new PCP, your primary care physician. Let's continue. We're going to read a couple more parts here because there are 11 parts. We read a couple more, take a break, baby, and then come back and finish up the rest. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Okay. Central nervous system. Your central nervous system is the main information highway of your body. Sleep is necessary to keep it functioning properly, but chronic insomnia can disrupt how your body usually sends and processes information. During sleep, pathways from between nerve cells, neurons, in your brain that help you remember new information you've learned. Okay. I don't understand. Did they leave the word out? During sleep, pathways pathways
They're
form.
neuro
Sorry,
yeah, they're
I said from.
neurotransmitters.
Right, I read that wrong. I said from instead of form. During sleep, pathways form, FORM, between nerve cells, neurons in your brain that help you remember new information you've learned. Sleep deprivation leaves your brain exhausted, so it can't perform its duties as well. You may also find it more difficult to concentrate or learn new things. The signals your body sends may also be delayed, decreasing your coordination and increasing your risk for accidents. Sleep deprivation also negatively affects your mental abilities and emotional state. You may feel more impatient or prone to mood swings. It can also compromise decision-making processes and creativity. If sleep deprivation continues long enough, you could start having hallucinations, seeing or hearing things that aren't really there. A lack of sleep can also trigger mania in people who have bipolar mood disorder. So, baby, I mean, there have probably been times where you were hallucinating because you were so exhausted from your sleep deprivation that you just kind of would start shaking. I've seen you would start like shaking your head and stuff. And it's like, I'm beginning to really, really understand what you're going through. I mean, does that make sense? Tell me what you think about what I just read.
Yeah, and maybe, that um is a little bit that leads to why I scream out at while I'm sleeping and I call for people like my dog the other day. And I don't know, it's just yeah, I don't know, baby. It's intense.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
And
okay.
and when you're sleep talking, then you're still not getting great sleep. I've woken myself up talking.
Yeah.
I've had episodes where I'm sleeping and I'm literally like moving around trying to grab something and I'll
Yeah.
wake up and go, "Oh, I'm asleep. I'm not at my work. I'm not at that place." You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like those night like they were saying like night terrors and apnea,
Yeah.
that's no joke. No fucking joke at all. I'm sorry. No joke.
No, you could say that's fine, baby. It's not a big deal. You can say that word. It's okay, baby. This is 2022.
I know, but I'm just trying to be professional.
You're very professional. I think some people would think if you never use the cuss word, you were trying to be too overly professional, which is a lack of professionalism, in my opinion. So just be you, baby. You're doing great. But let's continue here. Other psychological risks include impulsive behavior, Anxiety, depression, paranoia, suicidal thoughts.
Oh, hey, is that me? That
Yeah,
described me right there.
every single one of them. But you've
Yep.
never you're the kind of person, baby, you've had those thoughts, those suicidal thoughts throughout the course of your life, but you've never you want to live. Like explain what you go through when when those thoughts happen, which is what I'm trying to say. Go ahead.
It's kind of weird to explain it. I don't want to go anywhere. I have so much to live for. I have, this wonderful man. I have my two children, my dogs, my family. I have a lot to live for. Um, it's just when I'm in pain, that's what I say because like especially if somebody has hurt me, like my family or somebody, I'm like in my brain, I'm thinking I want to hurt them back and this is the way I can do it in the most, you know, harmful way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay.
I've never like gone through with anything. I just say it and I literally am the girl that calls wolf about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, makes sense. Makes sense. Let's continue. You may also end up experiencing microsleep during the day. During these episodes, you'll fall asleep for a few to several seconds without realizing it. That has happened to you as well, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Microsleep is out of your control and can be extremely dangerous if you're driving. It
which
can
is what
also
happened.
It can also make you more prone to injury if you operate heavy machinery at work. I was saying this earlier, and have a micro sleep episode. You can either hurt yourself or hurt somebody else, or worse for both sides. Yeah, people have got to take this seriously. And I'm really glad we're talking about this topic, and we're going to continue talking about the quality of sleep. And when we get back from the break, baby, I'm going to share what I've decided to do for us to have better sleep, at least when you're here. And once you're here, living here permanently, we're going to have better sleep, and we're going to share what people can do, by sharing what we're trying and what's worked for us, hasn't worked for us. We'll talk about that right when we get back from the break. But anything else you want to mention before we get to the final part, before our first break here? We're going to get to the immune system here in a second.
No, that's fine.
Immune system. While you sleep, your immune system produces protective infection-fighting substances like antibodies and cytokines. What is that word, baby? Cytokines.
Cytokines.
Cytokines? Okay.
Cytokines.
What are those? Do you know what they are?
It's stuff in your body that helps your immune system.
Okay. Okay.
It's like your T cells that are fighting the army, of infection. So
Okay.
basically,
Thank
like it's what it says. It uses these substances to combat foreign invaders, such as bacteria and viruses.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Let's continue here. Oh, you just read that. It uses these substances to combat foreign invaders such as bacteria and viruses.
Yeah.
How do you say it again?
Cytokines.
Certain cytokines also help you to sleep, giving your immune system more efficiency to defend your body against illness. Sleep deprivation prevents your immune system from building up its forces. If you don't get enough sleep, your body may not be able to fend off invaders, and it may also take you longer to recover from illness. Long-term sleep deprivation also increases your risk for chronic conditions such as diabetes, mellitus, and heart
Mellitus.
mellitus. Oh, almost kind of like my name, Elias. Like Elias. People used to call me Elias Melas, but it's Melas.
Yeah.
Mellitus. Yeah. My dad had diabetes as well. I think it was type 2 before he passed away, and heart disease. All right. What are your thoughts, baby, before we take our first break? Thoughts there?
No, this is just completely on point with what goes on in your body. Uh, yeah, if you don't get enough sleep, there's no way that you can fight any illnesses. That's why when you go to the doctor or to the hospital, like especially the hospital, that's why they regulate visitors and everything because they want you to rest as much as you can because that's when the body heals itself.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's nothing better than sleep. If I had to compare sleep, to a computer, it's kind of like restarting a computer. When you restart the computer, it clears everything and freshens things up, and everything runs smooth. To the
Yeah,
body, the human body, mind, soul, heart, everything. Sleep is like restarting your body.
it's a
You know,
reboot. Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
it's a
reboot.
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, it's basically like a reboot. You're able to shut down for a little while and then start up in the morning. You push that start button and then you go.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, that's it. I mean, I have nothing more to add to it, baby. I'm just really thrilled that you decided to do this show here with me tonight. I'm really thrilled about that.
Thank
Anything else you
you.
want to mention before we go to the break?
No, I think we're pretty good for our break now.
All right. Give me just a second here. All
Oof.
right.
Oof.
I'm going to go ahead and put you backstage, baby, and we're gonna take that break, and we'll be back in a little bit. All right, baby, backstage you go. Great first
Sounds
half.
good.
All right, baby. All right, so music is all queued up. We're gonna step away and take a quick 8 or 9 minute break, and when we return, we're gonna continue discussing how sleep deprivation affects your body and attitude. So stick around. Round. We'll be right back. show, everybody. Let's get that energy up, energy up, energy up, energy up. Feel it. I want you to feel real good about yourself because we're all about positivity here in my neck of the woods. Yeah. Yeah. All right, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah. Slow it down a little bit. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, live on Coach Eli 2, authentic live streams, a part of the Coach Eli Network, and the most positive place on the internet. Let me repeat that one more time. The most positive place on the internet. We do not allow hate. We do not allow negativity. We do not allow projecting. We do not allow any crap. We are here to just keep things lively and happy and fun and friendly and help you get the best possible grip on your life so that way you can accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. Yeah. And folks, by the way, if you'd like to make a donation to help support this channel, you can do so in one of many ways. The super chat has been enabled at the bottom of your chat there. You can send a super sticker or super chat in any amount. You can also make a donation via PayPal or Cash App. Nightbot has been sharing my PayPal and Cash App links every 7 minutes in the chat. On PayPal, you can go to paypal.me/Coach Eli. And on Cash App, you can go to $The Real Coach Eli. And as always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. All right, tonight we've been discussing how sleep deprivation affects your body and attitude. One more time, how sleep deprivation affects your body and attitude. And let's bring back the lady of the hour, and in my eyes, the lady of every hour, babe. Welcome back, babe. Welcome back to the show, baby.
Thank you, baby.
Oh, you're quite welcome, baby. You're quite welcome. I'm really enjoying the show tonight. This has been very, very informative, and I feel it's going to help a lot of people that are struggling with sleep deprivation. This is something that's very, very critical, to our health. Wouldn't you say, baby?
Yeah, that's the bottom line of it is that people think, oh, I just didn't get good sleep. I just am not sleeping well, but it can lead to so many other medical issues that you really do need to address it.
Right. Now, baby, before we get back to the blog, I want to mention how we're tackling getting a better night's sleep. You mind if we talk about that very briefly here at the beginning of the second half of the show?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh.
Is it all the great sex we're having?
Well, I mean, that doesn't hurt, baby, but I appreciate you mentioning that. Yeah, baby. I mean, I'm a humble guy, baby. So, hey, you know what, baby? I put you on the spot enough, so I deserve it. You only get back what you give, right, baby?
Right.
All right. So, for almost 20 years now, I've owned a California king size bed. I bought a very nice bed at a very good deal when I used to be a Brand Central assistant store manager for Sears. I bought a Sealy California king size plush pillow top bed. Very, very comfortable bed. But just having a comfortable mattress is not good enough to get a great night's sleep. You need to have the right sheets. You need to have the right pillows, pillowcases, etc. I had a decent, sheet set, but I felt it was time to, upgrade, get some sheets with a higher thread count. I found a great deal on Costco.com, baby, to get some sheets that I received today. 680 thread count, some very, very nice sheets, nice pillowcases. But in addition, I was further, thinking about this last night while we were talking, and I said, you know what? It's time for a pillow upgrade because I've always had good pillows, baby, and some of the best pillows people used to say to have were the white goose, the down, white goose pillows, whatever you call them, the white goose, right? They're very, very soft. And they are very comfortable for about maybe the first week or so that you use them, but then they start to lose their fluff. And then you have to, these are big pillows. I get California king size pillows, obviously, for a California king size bed, right? But after a week or so, you have to like fold the pillow in half so it's comfortable enough, right? So your head, sinks into it. And so anyway, I decided to look into some memory foam type of pillows. And I've heard a lot of great things about memory foam. It conforms to, your head. And if you have a memory foam bed, it conforms to your body. And the one thing that sold me on these pillows I got on Costco.com, they were about $60 a piece, is that not only are they memory foam, they have gel on them that allows your head and your face area to remain cool while you're sleeping. And baby, how important is keeping your head and your face cool while you're sleeping?
Oh, that's really important. I mean, especially at our age here, I've noticed when I want to, cuddle up with you, like the heat intensity between us gets to be too much and we can't, it gets to be too hot. So if we have
Mm-hmm.
those cooling pillows, we can lay there and still be good, you know? Hey, Sifu.
Yeah. I just responded to him in the chat. Sifu Smo, aka Dion, is in the chat. Welcome to the show, brother. Great to see you here. Hope you and your lady are doing well, and the new edition that'll be coming soon, it's doing quite well. But yeah, so I decided to purchase those pillows. They were a very, very good deal. And so, sleep is something that I've always taken seriously. I've never skimped out on having, a good mattress and good sheets and good pillows. But now that I've seen how much it affects my lady, I wanted to up the game and get the best possible, sleep gear, if we can even call it that, baby. So, we got some nice sheets that we're going to try out. And we've got some nice pillows coming. We've got a nice bed. And yeah, that's the way to do it. What are your thoughts, baby, before we continue?
Well, I just want to say I really appreciate it because I know underlying you also wanted to just create something fresh for you and I. And so I appreciate that. So thank you.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. Dion says getting prepared for the new edition slowly. LOL. Yeah, bro. I know you're finally beginning to settle into it, bro, and I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of how you've turned things around, and you're going to be a phenomenal father, Dion. You're going to be a great dad, and man, dude, look, dude, it's going to change your life for the better, bro. I wish I would have found this woman I'm with right now in my early 30s, and I would have loved to have a family with her. But you know what? At least I have her now, and it's all good. So, but yeah, of course, baby, starting fresh, getting new sheets and stuff like that, something we can call our own is great. But more importantly, you know, um, getting the right equipment, getting the right stuff, that's going to allow us to get, better sleep and, deeper REM type of sleep, is the bigger deal. I understand the sentimental
Yes,
aspect of it
and
to you.
yes. Yeah, and I also wanna say the diffuser, getting a diffuser in your room really also helps for sleep, like the one that you have.
Oh, you're talking about the essential oils.
Yes, having
Yeah,
that in the background while you're trying to go to sleep is very relaxing, very soothing, so I would recommend getting one of those. Lavender is great. We had lavender and sage the other night?
yeah.
Is
I
that what
mean,
it
you
was?
yeah, you purchase some very high quality stuff from your local shops. Most people, can't afford to get those or don't want to spend the money on it. It works great, but this is in the future, baby. What we're going to do is there are a few products that you and I believe in, and I'm actually affiliated with these companies. I could sell these products. I just haven't promoted them. I will in the future. One of them is doTERRA. I've been using doTERRA for many, many years. And my favorite essential oil through doTERRA is the lavender. I mean, there are other great ones, peppermint and eucalyptus and all that type of stuff, right? But the reason why I really like lavender more than anything is because it's a very nice smell. And lavender has been known to have calming elements. And
And
it
it
basically, go ahead,
yeah, it's gonna help release the melatonin in your brain when you're smelling it, because it's
which
a sleepy type of scent. Yeah, with the melatonin is the natural brain element that makes you sleep.
Yeah, yeah, and it allows you to relax and fall into a deep sleep. That's what I really like
Yes.
about lavender. And doTERRA is a very high quality product, and a lot of people think it's expensive, and it might be a little more expensive than getting some basic essential oils at your local store. But it's actually pretty affordable when compared to going to some specialty stores. I mean, the stuff you get, baby, is phenomenal, but I mean, the quantity's smaller and it's very
Well,
expensive. Yeah, go ahead.
and it's super high quality. I mean, I don't mess around when it comes to self-care, and you know that when it comes to like my face products, everything, I don't hold back, you know. I want to take care of my body on the inside and on the outside. So I don't hold back. I get the top name vitamins, everything that I can do to help keep me healthy and here.
Right, right. So we're going to probably at some point start promoting doTERRA and sharing some affiliate links in the description. Not quite yet. We're getting there. Another product that I've been using for many years is called Real Time Pain Relief. It's an all natural, therapy solution that reduces inflammation and reduces pain. And you rub it on, and pretty much the pain is gone. Now, it doesn't completely. It's not a healing thing, but it basically temporarily reduces inflammation until you can get to your doctor and correct the underlying issue. But it's a phenomenal product that I've been using for years, and you've been using Real Time Pain Relief. These are unpaid endorsement, folks, by the way. Uh, you love this stuff, don't you, babe?
Oh, yeah, I love it. It works great on my feet and my legs after, being on my feet all day, I'll just throw that on there and just lay back, and it just like it's a tingling sensation that just
Yeah.
helps take that pain away.
It
And
has a lot of
yeah,
it has
like
menthol in there, and it smells really good. It's really nice smelling menthol. The real time pain relief. That is. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah, and I mean it just like you said, it's not going to actually heal what's wrong, but when you have a long day, sometimes you've got these aches, you're a little sore. It may not even be anything that's really bad. You're just sore, and this stuff works great for that.
Yeah.
Sometimes my shoulders get a little tense, and I'll just put a little bit on there and man, it's just instant relief.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's really really good stuff. So we're going to be sharing those affiliate links at some point in the near future. We're not quite ready to start promoting that stuff fully yet, but if you folks want more information, you can always email me at coacheli at coach.eliasmelas.com. The link to my email is below in the description, or you can just go to the About section from your laptop or desktop and get my email there. All right, sweetheart. Let's go ahead and get back to the blog and continue here, because this has been very interesting and very informative. So there we go. All right. So, all right. We left off at the respiratory system. The relationship
Oh
between
yeah, this
sleep.
is interesting.
Yeah, the relationship between sleep and the respiratory system goes both ways. A nighttime breathing disorder called obstructive sleep apnea, OSA, can interrupt your sleep and lower sleep quality. As you wake up through the night, this can cause sleep deprivation, which leaves you more vulnerable to respiratory infections like the common cold and flu. Sleep deprivation can also make existing respiratory diseases worse, such as chronic lung illness. And I think this is something that
I
maybe this
have.
is you probably do, and we're going to find out more once we get you to your new primary care physician. What are your thoughts, baby, before we move on to digestive system?
Oh yeah, no, no, that I read that before we went on our break, and I was really excited to get back to that because we all know, I've shared I was hospitalized in 14 for some lung illness. They could not tell if it was bacterial or viral. I was there in the ICU for 3 weeks on a ventilator, and I think, this is really important to look at because, when this is why if you do have the common cold or the flu, don't push through and go to work. You need to stay home and rest because
Right,
sleep is the best medicine. Don't go and just get some Dayquil and think you're going to get through the day. You need to actually give your body what it really needs.
right, right. You're absolutely right. Don't push yourself beyond your limits because of work or anything. You got to take care of yourself first, because if you push yourself, you could collapse at work and something worse could happen. I know many
Or you
people
could
put.
pass
Yeah,
out
go ahead.
on the road. You
Correct.
pass out on the road while you're driving.
Correct.
It's just
Yeah.
really it's really important that I mean it goes back to like when we're on the plane, and they say, when if anything happens and the oxygen mask comes down, place it on yourself before you put it on your children. And yeah, you have to, because if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot take care of them.
Correct. Right. Well said,
You can
baby. I
put
couldn't.
that oxygen mask, yeah, you can put that oxygen mask on them and then you die. What good is it for those
What good are
kids?
you? Yeah. What good is it going to be? And
Yeah.
this is what I continue trying to preach to people. I've been preaching this for many years out here on YouTube and other social media platforms. You got to take care of yourself. You got to love yourself first and take care of yourself first before you can take care of others. I don't know how
Anyone.
many more.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more times I have to say that, baby, until people realize it. It's about self-love and self-care first, and then you can take care of everyone else or anyone else you want to take care of. Let's continue, baby. Digestive system, baby. Whoa, this is one that I'm gonna pay close
This
attention
is
to.
on yours. Yeah, this is your issue.
Oh yeah. Well, I've had chronic constipation since birth, baby. So, I've had to manage it through many aspects, and I think I do a pretty decent job of managing it for the most part.
Yes.
No one's perfect, but I do the best I can with what I've got. Along with eating too much and not exercising. Well, I don't ever eat too much, and I don't.
And you exercise all the time.
Thank you for completing my sentences. That's why I love you so much. Sleep deprivation is another risk factor for becoming overweight and obese. It can be. And when you get sleep, if you've worked out the day before, or let's say you're on a diet and you're trying to lose weight, even if you've cut your calories and you're starting to eat better, when you get a great night's sleep, that weight will melt off faster and easier. It'll regulate your system. And people don't realize how important sleep is, even when you're trying to maintain your weight or lose weight, right? Sleep affects the levels of two hormones, leptin and ghrelin.
I don't know how to say that one.
I don't either. I'm guessing, baby. I'm not a medical expert. I'm just, reading this, which control feelings of hunger and fullness. So basically, your sleep, what it's saying is it affects the levels of two hormones that basically communicate with you and tell you, hey, I'm full. I don't need any more food. I've had enough calories. If you put any more in me, it's going to be overeating, right? So if you don't have enough sleep to regulate those two hormones, it's going to throw your body off, right? Okay.
That turns into the nighttime munchies.
Exactly. Leptin tells your brain that you've had enough to eat. Without enough sleep, your brain reduces leptin and raises ghrelin, which is an appetite stimulant. Oh, it makes you feel like you want to eat more. The flux of these hormones could explain nighttime snacking or why someone may overeat later in the night. Well, sometimes people don't eat enough, and that's just your body telling you you're hungry. But if you've eaten enough and you're sleep deprived, it throws your body off to lead you to believe you're still hungry when you're actually not. You've had enough calories, right, baby? That's how you see it too, right?
Well, yeah. And also nighttime snacking and overeating leads to weight gain, which also comes with the lack of sleep and lack of exercise.
Right. A lack of sleep can also make you feel too tired to exercise. Over time, reduced physical activity can make you gain weight because you're not burning enough calories and not building muscle mass. That's very crucial. I've had those times. It doesn't happen to me that often, but I'd say a few times, 2-3 times a year, baby, I have a day where I just haven't had enough sleep. And it's like, I know I need to get out and exercise, but I don't really feel like doing it. And when that happens, I'll typically, just do a little lifting at my place and do some stretches and stuff like that. But then I'll get plenty of sleep and get right back to my normal exercise regimen the next day. So this can happen to anyone. And if it happens every so often, I mean, it's not, that doesn't necessarily mean that, you're abnormal. It just means that you didn't get enough sleep. It means you didn't get enough sleep the night before and get right back on track and you'll be fine, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I know people have their regimens every day where they go to the gym or they do certain workouts, but it's not unreasonable for them to take a day off. Like I know a lot of people that have their, like, they call it their cheat day, where they don't go to the gym, they don't work out, they stay home and just relax,
Yeah.
and that's
Over time.
not unusual.
Right. Over time, reduced physical activity can make you gain weight because you're not burning enough calories and not building muscle mass. I read that. Sleep deprivation also causes your body to release less insulin after you eat. Insulin helps to reduce your blood sugar glucose level. And when people have, um, diabetes, isn't that what they give you, baby? Because you're getting too much blood. Yeah, your blood sugar is way too high that, they have to give you insulin, right?
Well, yeah, there are different forms of diabetes. Some are can be regulated with insulin. Some can be regulated with oral medication. So it just all depends. And usually, like type two, um, that's where it regulates. If you're type one, it's usually just insulin dependent. But type two, that's where they kind of see how far you are and what's going on with your body
Okay.
because you develop it later.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Let's continue. Sleep deprivation also lowers the body's tolerance for glucose and is associated with insulin resistance. These disruptions can lead to diabetes, mellitus, and obesity. Yeah, that speaks for itself. I think most people understand what happens there. Let's get to cardiovascular system. Sleep affects processes that keep your heart and blood vessels healthy, including those that affect your blood sugar, blood pressure, and inflammation levels. It also plays a vital role in your body's ability to heal and repair the blood vessels and heart. People who don't sleep enough are more likely to get cardiovascular disease. One analysis linked insomnia to an increased risk of heart attack and stroke. Your thoughts on that, baby?
Oh, no, I absolutely agree. When you're not sleeping, you're not letting your body recover from the day. So when you go to sleep, everything like it doesn't shut down, but your heart rate comes down, your respirations come down because you're in a relaxed state, and that gives the body, the heart, and everything the time to recover. And when
Right,
you're not sleeping and you have these panics, that's when you have that risk of a heart attack and stroke.
right, right. And, the one thing I've always told people is that getting regular cardio in is important. Yes, you do need to lift weights and build muscle because the more muscle you have, muscle, will help you burn more fat. It'll help you, burn more calories, but you've got to do cardio regularly. And when I say regularly, at least 3 days a week, preferably 4 to 5 days per week. I try to walk each and every day at least 3.5 miles. Okay. Typically, because I've got a lot going on, I've got my lady and this and that. Typically, I walk on average 4 to 5 days per week. And even when my lady's around, if she's, tired and resting, what do I do, baby? What do I do when you're
You go
tired and
and
you're,
you go to work, you do your job.
well, it's not even about going to work. Yes, if I'm going to go walk, I might as well do a walking stream because I'm there anyway, right? But I don't necessarily
Yeah.
do it. I don't necessarily do it, especially, when you're spending weekends with me to do a stream. I do it because I want to get my walk in. See, when I do these walking with purpose streams, yes, I love being there for the audience and I love, creating content, especially live content and engaging the audience. But I more so do it to get my exercise in because it is working my cardiovascular system. It is keeping my heart healthy. And it's also kicking in those endorphins,
Keeping
which are known as
your lungs healthy too. Your
lungs healthy
lungs.
too, right?
Yeah,
And it's
because you're
kicking in.
breathing.
hmm And it's kicking in those
Yeah,
endorphins, baby, which is known as the feel good hormone, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And here's the next one, baby. You're gonna love this one. This is one that you're gonna specifically love. Endocrine system. Hormone production is
Endocrine,
dependent. And
endocrine. It's the
okay,
endocrine system.
okay, endocrine. Okay, you were the nurse, not me. But thank you for correcting me. I stand corrected. Endocrine system. Hormone production is dependent on your sleep. For testosterone production, you need at least 3 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Well, baby, how's my testosterone?
Uh yeah, it's fine. It's on point.
It's out of control, baby.
Out of control.
Let's
I
be
was
real,
trying to
baby.
be polite.
All right. All right. I'm just trying to be real, baby. But anyway, you need at least 3 hours of uninterrupted sleep for testosterone production, which is about the time of your first REM episode. Waking up throughout the night could affect hormone production. This interruption can also affect growth hormone production, especially in children and adolescents. These hormones help the body build muscle mass and repair cells and tissues in addition to other growth functions. The pituitary gland, I've heard, I remember that from grammar school. The pituitary gland releases growth hormone throughout each day. But adequate sleep and exercise also help the release of this hormone. Your thoughts on the, how do you say it again, baby? Endocrine system?
Endocrine system?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely accurate. I do find it very interesting about how it affects children and adolescents. I didn't realize that they were going through sleep deprivation and that's what caused their growth hormone production. So
Yeah.
that's actually really interesting, something new I learned.
Yeah. That's why I love reading these articles and dissecting them with you and sharing our personal experiences, because that's the best way people can learn, and learn to
Yeah.
better take care of themselves. Nowadays, because of the way the healthcare system is, especially here in the US, the healthcare sucks. Let's be real about it, okay? Like, it's more about preventative maintenance than actually, correcting the issue, right?
It's all
So you
about
got to,
band-aids. We just give band-aids out here. That's
well,
all they do is give
that's
band-aids and push pills.
until you're about to die and then you're in the ER and then they try to save you, right? But when I say
Oh,
preventative measure, when I say what's that, baby?
I was just gonna say, oh yeah, then they want to do their job.
No, I understand that. And it's not because they don't want to do their job. It's because that's the way the healthcare system works. That's the most financially feasible way of taking care of people, which I think is crap. But anyway, until there's better healthcare reform, we got to deal with what we've got. And the bottom line is it's
And
become more of a preventative maintenance, preventative, actions nowadays, right?
that's why I was a nurse, because nurses are not drug into all of that crap. Like, we literally are the patient advocates. We're there to help them. And we
Right.
don't get sucked into all of that other bureaucracy that goes on with the doctors and the insurance and all that. I was just there to be with my patients.
Yeah, well, the bureaucracy is basically the insurance companies, baby. It boils down
Yeah.
to what the insurance companies are going to pay, and doctors they don't work for free. They don't work for free. I mean, and hospitals can't run without money. So it's basically the bureaucracy of the insurance companies, and the way the healthcare system is in that aspect. It's about the money, which sucks. It should be more about the care for people, but that's not the way it works, at least at this point in time. So, but anyway, let's continue here, baby. We've got about another maybe 10 to 12 minutes or so, folks. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're getting towards the end here, just a few more sections here. Baby, we are at treatment for sleep deprivation. So what can we do? And we've shared some things that you and I have done. Let's see what they recommend here in this blog. The most basic form of sleep deprivation treatment is getting an adequate amount of sleep, typically 7 to 9 hours each night. So that's the best thing to do. The thing is, most people are trying to get that amount of sleep, but because of the many issues they have, it's preventing them from getting that sleep. This is often easier said
Well,
than done.
baby,
Go ahead.
hold
Go
on.
ahead, baby.
Hold on 1 second. Also, in today's society, people are going out, they're having dinners later at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at restaurants. not getting home until maybe midnight. And then it's hard to, like, when you get home, you don't go to sleep right away. It takes a little bit to, like, come down. And then they got to get up and go to work the next day. So they're only getting maybe 5.5 hours of sleep
Correct.
because
Yeah.
our society is, we just have we're just pushing it out. We have a late night society. And I
Right.
think that's causing a lot of this sleep deprivation.
Well, yeah, but see what you just mentioned, the late night lifestyles we're living nowadays, and the late night options we have in the modern world that we didn't have in the past, that is affecting people from getting that amount of sleep. But that can be easily corrected. The things I'm more concerned about are the things that are more difficult to correct, such as the things you're going through. You want to get to sleep, and you try to get to sleep every night, but because of your sinus issues and other issues you're having, it's affecting you from getting that amount of
Yeah,
sleep. So it's about getting down to the bottom of what's preventing you from getting that sleep, so you can have that sleep, so the rest of your body and your entire body can restart and reset every day and be happy and healthy. Go ahead, baby.
you're the sweetest. I love you so much. I'm just looking at, like, we're doing this, and that's also another thing that will cause the sleep deprivation. And that's all I was trying to put out there is, like, restaurants are open later. People get off work late at 7 or so, and then they come home and they go out to
Yeah.
dinner at like 8:39, and it just pushes the whole day back.
Yeah.
So that's it. I wasn't talking about myself. I was just trying to give other people out there that are listening,
Yeah.
another reason. So sorry about that, baby.
No, no, baby. I wasn't. Oh, baby, you don't owe me an apology. All I was saying is that I think there are, in my opinion, there are two different types of sleep deprivation. One is temporary sleep deprivation, and another is more of a permanent sleep deprivation. People that are going out and partying late at night, they're not going to do that every night. And they're going to eventually catch up on their sleep throughout the rest of the week and stuff like that. We've all gone partying in our younger days. When I used to work for Costco, we would go to the bars once a week, right? We'd have a late night. We were tired the next day, but we made up for it over the course of the week, and we stopped being sleep deprived. That's more of a temporary
Well,
type of situation. But when I'm talking
let's
about permanent,
let's not even
well,
talking about going out. Let's talk about these retail jobs that they have you close at midnight, and then, or 10 p.m., and then you've got to go back and open the next morning.
or sometimes you work an
Mm.
overnight because you have a major store reset or remodel that you have to do. And I used to do that. Let me tell you, baby, it throws off your sleeping pattern. I remember when I did a
And
bunch of
then,
store
yeah, and then you've
remodels.
got to turn it back and go back there.
Well, here's the thing. You typically do the remodels when the store closes. Store closes at 9, and you start the remodel at 9, and then you're working until what, 5 or 6 in the morning, and then you got to go home, and then you got to sleep during the day when the sun is piercing through, and you can try to use blinds and stuff, sure, but
Which is
your
not
body,
normal for most
it's not
people.
normal because your body, even if you have blinds that can make it dark enough for you to sleep, your body still knows the sun is out, and it's just not the
Oh,
natural
yeah.
way to sleep,
It's
right?
the vitamin D, it's everything you get from the sun. It
Hmm.
is, your natural sleep cycle is when the sun comes up, you're awake. When it
Yeah,
goes down, you go to sleep,
yeah. So you're
you
working
know?
like a 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., right, or something like that. You get home at about 7, and then you wind down. You get to rest about 8 o'clock. You sleep your 8 hours, right? And that's what 4 in the afternoon. You wake up, and then you got to be back at work at 9 o'clock, right? It's just an unnatural way of doing things. And yes, your job can and does affect the type of sleep that you get and whether you're sleep deprived or not. Now, for me, I
Not
typically
only
had a
that.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you're also your life, your family. Like, for instance, myself, I would work 12 hours, 7 p to 7 a, and then I
Hmm.
would go home. I would sleep for 3 hours and get up and then go to the school and do my job at the school with the kids because I was the PTO president,
Yeah.
and then I had to get them home, get their homework done, and maybe I could take another nap before I was back at work at 7 p.
Right.
So that happens a lot with people. Like, they've got to balance their family life and their sleep life based on their working.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean it's I've dealt with it in the past and it definitely throws you off. For the most part, I used to work regular hours, but there were times where I was needed to work overnight for a month or two for a store reset or a remodel. And yeah, it's just when you're younger, I'll put it to you this way. When you're in your 20s and even your early to mid 30s or so, maybe even all the way up until your late 30s, you can handle it. Once you hit 40, you look, no matter how good, you take, no matter how well you take care of yourself, which is what I'm trying to say, and no matter how great shape you're in, it starts to affect you. And that's why I honestly feel like these retail jobs and retail management jobs should be for younger people in their 20s and 30s. You know, you, you know, you were in retail and retail management for 5+ years and you were doing
Mhm.
this in your 40s. And yes, you've always been healthy, but let me ask you this, baby. Do you not think that didn't affect your sleeping pattern and you're paying the price for that now?
Oh,
What are your thoughts?
absolutely.
What are your thoughts about that?
You know what? When I was working and I was so consumed in my job, I would wake up, like, I would be talking in my sleep about my work. I would be instructing employees, and that's what my brain was doing all the time. And so I wasn't getting the sleep, like that good REM sleep where your brain turns off. And then I'd wake up and I would just still be tired. But I'd get to work and I would do my job, and then I would go home, and it was just clock in, clock out, you know?
Clock in, clock out. Yeah, that's a pretty
Yeah,
common
that's
phrase
all I
around these
could
YouTube
do.
streets, baby. Clock in, clock out.
Well, yeah. Well, that's all I could do is I
It was your
clocked.
job. It was your
It was
job,
my
right?
job. It was my job.
It was her
I can't do
job.
that voice.
Oh, I
I can't
can.
do that voice.
Anyway, an inside joke. Let's continue. It's all good. My woman knows everything. I've told my woman, baby, we don't have to go into greater detail, but at least you can get a good laugh at it, right? And the people that know the joke internally can get
Absolutely.
a good. Yeah. For you new folks, just trust me, you don't want to know.
You don't want to
Anyway,
know.
anything else, baby, before we continue here? We're almost done.
Nope. Nope. Let's go. Let's
Let's
go.
go. The lady says, "Let's go." Okay. Uh, this is often easier said than done, especially if you've been deprived of precious shut eye for several weeks or longer. After this point, you may need help from your doctor or a sleep specialist who, if needed, can diagnose and treat a possible sleep disorder. So, baby, how certain, if you had to guess, do you feel you have a sleep disorder after reading this?
Um, I oof. I do believe I do have a little bit of a sleep disorder. It's kind of weird because if I just go to sleep without taking the medication from my doctor, um, then I don't sleep well. But then when I do take that, I sleep really heavy to the point that, you know, both my mother and you have said that you would not be able to wake me up while I take that. So it's like I try to stay away from that, but then I don't get the great sleep
Yeah,
that
let
I
me make
need.
a comment. Let me make a comment real quick. Like, my lady was seeing this doctor for a while that's been known to be a pill pusher, and never really wanted to diagnose the underlying issue. And this medication she prescribed to my lady, even what was what does the box, or what does the container say? Actually, take 1 to 3 pills as
Um,
needed, right?
1 to 3 pills as needed at night. And
Right,
even my therapist said at my body weight, that is not the right dosage
right.
because that could potentially kill me.
Yeah, that's why, like when my lady even has taken one of these sleeping pills, I mean, she is literally out cold. I can like push her. I hear her breathing. That's how I know she's okay. Because I listen to her breathing, right? But she is in like a serious deep sleep. Like baby, you're on another planet when you're on that medication. Like seriously, I
Yeah.
mean, you're not saying anything. You're out cold. You're out cold. Like Stone Cold
Yeah.
Steve Austin, right?
It's like a sedative almost. Like, yeah, Stone
Yeah.
Cold Steve Austin, love that.
Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Was
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
316?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Nothing like Stone Cold. I used to love Stone Cold Steve Austin. Anyway,
I loved how he used to drink his beers. That was funny.
yeah, it's all good. Those were the days. WW,
Yep.
well, it was WWF,
Well,
now it's
WWF then, yeah.
WWE because they got sued for the F anyway. All right, let's continue, baby. Sleep disorders may
Okay.
make it difficult to get quality sleep at night. They may also increase your risk for the above effects of sleep deprivation on the body. The following are some of the most common types of sleep disorders: obstructive sleep apnea, narcolepsy, restless leg syndrome. You've had that, baby. You've had
Mm-hmm.
restless leg syndrome. I didn't even know that was a syndrome. I guess it is.
Yep.
Insomnia, which you've had. Uh, circadian
Carcadium.
rhythm, circadian rhythm disorders. You know what that is, baby?
Mm-hmm.
Please explain.
Do I have to? I mean, it's just basically the rhythms, the Carcadian rhythms, like are they have to do with like they're in your brain and it has to do with the cycles of sleep and your heart and everything. It all is intertwined. It's very hard to describe really quickly here.
Well, let me read what Google says. Circadian rhythm disorders, also known as sleep-wake cycle disorders, are problems that occur when your body's internal clock, which tells you when it's time to sleep or wake, is out of sync with your environment.
Yeah,
Oh, your internal
that's
clock. Go
that's
ahead.
me. My internal clock says I need to be home by a certain hour in order to
Your
go to
internal
sleep, and when I'm not, I can't sleep.
Your internal clock, called a circadian clock, cycles about every 24 hours. These repeating 24-hour cycles are called the circadian rhythm. Your body tries to align your sleep-wake cycle to cues from the environment, such as when it gets light or dark outside, when you eat, and when you are physically active. When your sleep-wake cycle is out of sync with your environment, you may have difficulty sleeping and the quality of your sleep may be poor. Disruptions of your sleep wake cycle that interfere with daily activities may mean that you have a circadian rhythm disorder. Wow. Yeah, this has been
I
very,
think
very
I do.
fascinating. Yeah.
I think I do. Like I told you, it is like that sundown syndrome where I just need to be home in the evening. Like I could be out during the day, but I need to be home because I know if I'm not, it's going to throw off all of my rhythms there and I won't be able to sleep. Like
Yeah.
I've been coming home with you really super late and like like resting in the car, but then I come into the house and I can't sleep.
Yeah, I honestly think, and I'm guessing, I'm going to put my guess out here publicly so we have a record of it and we can refer to it back once, you go see your new primary care physician. But I honestly think what's really happening is that your sinus issues, they're congesting you so severely. That's why you get up in the middle of the night, and especially when you're laying down, that's when everything builds up and mucus gets stuck, and then you have to get up and cough, right?
Well,
And so,
yeah, I'm a side sleeper. I usually sleep on either side, and I know um they say, keep left lung up for better respiratory when you're rolling a patient who has that. So I tend to sleep on my right side and keep the left lung up. But sometimes I can't, like, it still gets clogged and I've got to roll over or I got to get up and clear it all out. And
mhm,
then if I've got to get up and clear it all out, then I'm stuck on the show that I'm watching because it's one of the shows I love and I
yep.
just get sucked into it?
Yeah, yeah. It's also digital devices and stuff like that. We get hooked on them, and we feel the need to
Yeah,
check them
pick
all the
up your
time. Even
phone. Yeah.
yeah, even sometimes in the middle of the night, you get up. The first thing you do is you look at your damn phone.
Yep.
It's just it's become a habit, and maybe we'll do another show at some point. The effects of smartphones, how they affect our sleep, how they affect our entire lives, how they affect our health, right? Not
Well,
just
yeah,
mentally and emotionally, but physically too. Go ahead.
and the fact is that, like, I usually like pick it up to look and see what time it is.
Hmm.
And that's where our whole world has changed. Nobody has an alarm clock next to their bed anymore because
Right,
they have their phone. It's not like the good old days. And that's what's sad.
right.
You know, it really is.
Yeah, yeah. No,
We are all
I get
super consumed. Yeah, super consumed in all of this stuff that we've forgotten where we all came from.
right. You're right, baby. You're right. All right, let's continue here. To diagnose these conditions, your doctor may order a sleep study. This is traditionally conducted at a formal sleep center, but now there are options to measure your sleep quality at home too. We're going to look into that, baby. If you're diagnosed with a sleep disorder, you may be given medication or a device to keep your airway open at night. In the case of obstructive sleep apnea, to help combat the disorder so you can get a better night's sleep on a regular basis, baby, I have a feeling, I'm guessing here. I love you so much. And I have a feeling once we see this new doctor that you're going to I'm hoping they can do it through medication, because let me tell you, having that machine, what did you call it, baby, again? The sleep apnea machine?
CPAP. CPAP.
CPAP. CPAP, right? It's a pain in
Yes.
the ass, and you got to put it on. And if we want to get up in the middle of the night and make love, it's like you got this device on you. But I mean, if that's what it takes to
Yeah, I've
to
got like
allow,
this elephant fucking tusk on my fucking face.
wow,
You
baby,
know?
that was great. That was. I love how raw and real you keep it, baby. Yeah, but we're gonna figure it out, because when I came across this earlier today, I'm like, this is a great article that not only can help my lady and will help my lady, but we can help other people that are struggling through the same thing. Let's continue. That was great information, babe. If you're diagnosed, no, I already read that. Prevention. Let's go to prevention. Folks, get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We're at the final part. We'll be going off the air in about 5 to 7 minutes or so. Prevention. The best way to prevent sleep deprivation is to make sure you get adequate sleep. Follow the recommended guidelines for your age
Duh.
group, which is 7 to 9 hours for most adults ages 18 to 64. Other ways you can get back on track with a healthy sleep schedule include limiting daytime naps or avoiding them altogether, You've needed those daytime naps, baby, because you've been so sleep deprived. Refraining from caffeine past noon or at least a few hours prior to bedtime, most people are not going to do that, and that's not really going to affect you. But it can, I guess, depending on the person. Going to bed at the same time each night, waking up at the same time every morning, sticking to your bedtime schedule during weekends and holidays, spending an hour before bed doing relaxing activities such as reading, meditating, or taking a bath, avoiding heavy meals within a few hours before bedtime, refraining from using electronic devices right before bed, that
I said
exercising
that.
regularly. Oh, yeah, we both said that. Exercising regularly, but not in the evening hours close to bedtime, and reducing alcohol intake. Now, I think every normal, reasonable human being understands everything I just read there. But we all know the
Oh
world we
yeah.
live in. We all know the world we all live in today, baby. I mean, we're not going to always be able to, exactly abide by these. But I guess when when you take all these aspects into consideration and you do your best to adhere to it, or if you get off cycle for a day or two and then you get back on track, you're gonna basically, for the most part, get enough sleep and live a happy and healthy life. Let me just read this last part
Yeah,
here,
I
and
was.
then you can respond.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me read this last part. If you continue to have problems sleeping at night and are fighting daytime fatigue, talk to your doctor. They can test for underlying health conditions that might be getting in the way of your sleep schedule. All right, baby, and that's that. I'm going to actually
Yeah,
share
no,
this
I
link
was
in the description section, but go ahead. And in the
wonderful.
chat. Go ahead. Go ahead,
No,
baby.
I just wanted to say when I was doing my caretaking, um, the gentleman who I was taking care of, he had a very strict regimen. He was like, and I know he was an older gentleman, in his 90s, but he was in bed every night at 7 p.m. and he woke up every morning at 6 a.m. And that's what he did every single day. So he kept to a normal bedtime schedule, which is why I wanted, like, that was part of the things. That's why I wanted to bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that allowed him, he didn't take afternoon naps, not until the very end, when he was getting close to passing, but he was out there. I would get there at 7 a.m. We would have breakfast, and then he would just be out, or he'd read the paper and then he'd be out in the yard. And then at 11:30 was when I started to prepare lunch. And that was how it was every single day. A complete regimen, schedule, everything. And that's what made him happy and healthy all the way up to the age of 95.
Okay. Okay. I was just making sure the show was still uh, sounding good, and it is. Yeah. Yeah, baby, this was great information. I got to say, I'm really pleased with how this show went, and I'm really, really pleased at how, um, the Sudafed with Sudafedrin's working, and it's allowing you to get more sleep. You sound well rested, and
Yeah, I just took my pill for tonight because it's time.
fantastic, fantastic. And folks, if you're struggling, to get, um, the right amount of sleep, if you're sleep deprived, please, go get yourself checked out by your doctor as soon as possible. I shared the link to this article below in the description section and in the chat. And but get to your doctor as soon as possible, and hopefully you've got a really good primary care physician that's going to do more than just prescribe pills for you to take. I mean, you need to have a good doctor that's going to really listen to the issue, do the right tests, and find the best permanent solution for you. Any final thoughts, babe, before we wrap this up and get on out of here?
No, I think you really nailed it right there, baby. That was awesome. Yeah. Just I want to say just be proactive in your own self-care and make sure you take care of yourself because sleep deprivation it's a serious thing and it can cause a lot of health issues. So just get to the bottom of it and just love yourself and take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, baby. It's all about preventative maintenance. Do what you can um, ahead of the
Listen
game.
to your body. Listen to
Mhm.
your body. That's what it is. You need to listen to your body because that your body's going to tell you what's wrong
It
and
will,
when you
and
need to go.
you got to listen to your body. You really got to listen to your body. My lady used to not do that, and when we first started dating, and I was telling her, "Baby, you got to go see your doctor. You got to get the help. I love you. I want you to be around." And you know, uh, it's been 11 plus months that we've been together, um, and she has, you know, made a tremendous change and made more efforts to you know um, fix all the health issues that she was having. And I'm very proud of you, babe. I'm very proud. I know it's scary at times, to get checked out by a doctor, but it's better to do it than to one day end up just you know leaving this
Yeah,
earth
not here.
in front of people that you uh you know
Love
that you love and love you, myself or your family or anyone else that loves you, baby. So
my
I thank you.
kids, my
Yeah,
doggies. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Many people
Yeah. I mean,
are
I've got a
relying
lot
on
to
you.
live for. Yeah,
Right,
I
you
have
do.
two dogs here that rely on me every day to
Right,
provide for them. Got two adult children. I don't have to provide for them, but they still rely on me to be their mom and to love them and be here.
right.
I mean, it's just in case they need anything,
You want to
an
be there.
ear or whatever. Yeah, I want to be there for them. I
Right.
want to be there for everything that goes on in their lives. So, yeah, no, I've got a lot to
Amen.
live for besides just this beautiful, beautiful man that I'm talking to.
Oh shucks. Well,
Oh,
thank you for that,
shucks.
baby, and you're a beautiful woman too. And I really thank you for doing this show with me tonight, baby. Any final thoughts? Because we're going to wrap this up, and then I'm going to shut things down. Probably call you for a little bit early on, so we can get to bed early and start early again tomorrow, and just keep the fire going. We're doing great here. We're helping a lot of people, and I just really love,
Yeah.
I love how the future, appears for our business and what
Yeah.
we're doing here.
Yeah, no, I feel very positive. This was a really good show. Um, I think we got a lot of really good information out, so I'm very pleased.
Me too. And I think we're going to have close to 100 views when it gets to the replay, but we're hoping to get a bunch more because we really want people to take as best care of themselves as possible. And that was probably Bochi, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah, he's outside barking.
All right, Bobo and Buster. All right, babe. Thank you for being here. I'm going to put you backstage and we'll talk within the next 30 minutes or so after I shut down the equipment. All right.
All right, sounds good. I love you.
Love you too,
Thank you,
baby. Bye.
everybody,
Thanks
for
again.
being here. Thank you, Dion. Thank you for everybody who's been here.
Thank you as well, babe. Bye, babe.
Bye.
All right, that was my lady, and that was one heck of a show. Before I go, folks, this was a very important topic. People can learn a lot from this. It can, you know, help you become more healthy and even in some cases save your life, save yourself from spiraling to the point of where, it takes you out. It's all about preventative maintenance. So please, like this stream here, please also share it out. And make sure you subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, not only to this channel here, Coach Eli 2, authentic live streams, but also my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas. Nightbot's been sharing the link to my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas, every 7 minutes, or just go to youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. Some more pre-recorded content is coming to that channel soon. I was going to record some tonight, but I'm going to take the rest of the night off and get to that tomorrow. So just make sure you subscribe to both channels. Also subscribe to my Becoming a Better Man channel. Just look that up through YouTube search. It pops up at the top. Becoming a Better Man. I'll be putting out some occasional content there as well. With that being said, thank you to everyone for being here. Have yourselves a great one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.